He's probably the most charming. He would have, if not the army, he would have been a Hindi film hero for sure. But he obviously chose to be a real life hero instead. There was Kabir Singh, which gave me a different kind of love from the audience. It was, there are very few films like that which, I think they connected with me and we became, I got, I think there was a lot of love that came from the audience through Kabir Singh. And unfortunately, given the situation with the first wave, second wave, we had to start and stop and get it there. It's a very, very big ensemble cast with, very, very incredible actors. So, the entire cast, getting everybody's dates together and to match. I mean, these are little things. These are teething issues that are going to happen.
Firstly, Kiara, welcome to Pink Villa. It's lovely having you here.
Thank you. It's always fun to be on Pink Villa.
My first question to you is, how did Shershah come your way? And how did you first react when you were offered this part?
Shershah, I got a call from the production house that Vishnu sir wanted to meet with me and narrate the film to me. I was aware that Shershah was a biopic on Captain Vikram Batra. But of course, I had heard of Captain Vikram Batra because I knew a little bit about the Kargil War, but not in so much detail as I did once I obviously heard the narration.
Yeah.
And what really stayed with me was through the film, there was this beautiful angle of his personal life that I kept wondering, has Vishnu sir written this for creative liberty because, to make it interesting, or did this really happen? And then I met with Dimple Cheema, and every single incident that she narrated, that she shared with me about, her relationship with Captain Vikram Batra, it was so authentic, and Vishnu sir had written all of that into the film so beautifully that it really stayed with me. I just felt like how charming was Captain Vikram Batra to be this, flamboyant gesture, full spirited, courageous, brave-hearted man.
Yeah.
And I felt like it's a story that whoever is associated with the film would vouch for the fact that we all really want to share his story with the world. It's one of the most inspirational stories that I've read and that I'm aware of now. And I think it's important for a generation who is not aware of the Kargil War, who was not growing up, who was not born then, to know of his story. It's you truly, when you're, especially people who are so far away from the borders, we know, of course, about what's happening through the news and, through social media, but to know it up close and personal is a whole other experience. And through this film, I feel very, very grateful that I've gotten this opportunity to experience it so closely.
And what was your prep like for the part?
I met with Dimple Cheema before shooting for the film, and we met in Chandigarh. And I had so many questions in my mind, but I didn't have to ask her any questions. It just felt like a conversation between two women that was extremely personal, and she was sharing her wonderful stories of their relationships as though it had just happened yesterday. And to really, I could feel through her stories and the way she was saying it, there was, of course, nostalgia and in those memories, but there was so much happiness in her eyes. She got emotional, but she was so happy about everything that he had done for the country, the person he was, and even the partner he was to her. That, imagine, you wonder that if somebody has chosen to be unmarried for the rest of her life and to be in love beyond a lifetime, what must their relationship have been? Like, how beautiful were those 4 years that she felt this way about it? You don't see love stories like that. Very few you hear which are so deeply inspiring, and it was just so endearing that 4 years of courtship, of which 12 months they must have, even less than 12 months, she said, I must have seen him, physically been with him, his presence. The remaining 4 years, the remaining 3 years went in, him being away, a lot of long distance. In those days, it was a lot, communication was through letters, trump calls, not knowing when that next letter is going to come. Holding fort at home, there's obviously a conflict with the family, her own family, because any parent would be protective of their daughter and all of that. But to kind of be so strong and so committed and so supportive and so selfless, to be, in love with someone who's in the service who's serving the nation, it takes a lot of strength. And she's just such a, I mean, she was just such an endearing person to speak with and to story to know that I just feel like, you know, the loved ones of our army officers, their wives, their girlfriends, their fiancés, families, they're really the unsung heroes. They're the ones who hold fort at home and who stay strong when they go to the border and when they go to, you know, to perform their duties. So salute to them for sure.
And do you think it is just, you know, there have been so many films which have been made around Kargil war or, you know, any other war that have taken place? Like you mentioned, there is a beautiful love story that's there in Shershaah. Do you think that is one element that separates Shershaah from rest of the films which have been made in this space?
So Shershaah is the biopic of Captain Vikram Batra. So
yeah,
I mean, he's unique in his own sense. He's one of a kind. He's probably the most charming. He would have, if not the army, he would have been a Hindi film hero for sure. But he obviously chose to be a real life hero instead. This story traces his journey through which you'll see his personal life, you'll see his spirit, his valor, his courage, which will inspire you. And it's all authentic and true to him. To the extent that we've actually shot this film as authentically in real locations. Every scene in the film, I don't think that we've really taken any liberties. It's very authentic to his true story.
Yeah.
Be it the love story, be it him in the armed forces, everything that's shown is true to what happened, you know, with the support of his family and all the information and the research that was done around him. And it's just such a fascinating and such an inspiring story which is why we all wanted to tell. And I feel that itself is unique, right? Because it's his biopic. So we're tracing his life through which you will, of course, see the Kargil war and you'll know everything, since that's what he became known for and that's what he was, you know, always is remembered for. But to really see a journey of because all our armed forces, they all have a life beyond this. I mean, their first love is for the country, but then they have a family, they have their loved ones, and you know, they have their other dreams and, you know, all of that as well. And through his story, you trace all of it. So I think in that sense, it's very unique.
And Kiara, you know, you have been on a roll. Every second day we hear you being a part of a new film. You know, then, like, how do you think, what was the turning point of your career in this aspect? Because you're doing so many films, so much work right now. So,
I mean, I feel like every film feels like a turning point. I always say that because, I mean, of course, there was Kabir Singh, which gave me a different kind of love from the audience. It was, there are very few films like that which, you know, I think they connected with me and we became, I think there was a lot of love that came from the audience through Kabir Singh. But every film for me, for that matter, has made me reach out to more and more people and, you know, gotten me closer to my fans and well-wishers. And personally and professionally have been equally important. So I can't discount any film and say this was more important than that. Through each film, I've learned and I've grown both professionally and personally. So each film is a turning point. It'll take me to a new version of myself, hopefully, both professionally and personally.
And how do you see these spaces, you know, when you're jumping from one shoot to another?
Right now, in these times, I feel like just be safe, wear a mask. And I feel like I'm really grateful that I get to go to work and, you know, to be able to go back to work after this long gap as well. It's a great feeling, obviously, to be doing some very, very interesting work, to be playing different characters that I'm excited to play. So happy, blessed, grateful, very, very grateful.
And you know, just 4 days back, you were announced as the female lead of Shankar and Ramcharan's film. How exciting is that? Like, because you know, Shankar is a genius and Ramcharan is such a huge megastar in the Telugu belts, and now he's doing a pan-India film with you. And so,
I mean, I'd love to speak more on that. Maybe at a different time when the platform is right. But I'm extremely excited to be working with such stalwarts in the industry, and I can't wait to begin that film.
And you know, Shershaah was meant to be a theatrical film. Like when we watch every frame of the film in the trailer, we are like, wow, wish it had come on the big screen. That is a compliment for the trailer. But how do you view this, this idea of the film premiering direct to digital? with theaters also opening up now, slow and steady. So
Of course, we would have loved that as well, but we've also waited for the, we've been waiting for 2 years to share the film with the audience. So now that it's finally coming out on 12th August on Amazon Prime Video, I think we're just really excited that we're going to be able to reach you at the comfort of your homes in all practicality, keeping it safe and comfortable for you. And we're going to be releasing in far more screens than we would have been able to release theatrically. So it's very happy right now that the film is finally going to reach the audience. We want to share it with you.
and here, for you as an actor, is it a little frustrating when shoot keeps on getting delayed? Like for example, there is Bhool Bhulaiya, which you have been shooting for last 2 years. Pandemic has happened and so much, and it has kept getting delayed. Is that frustrating for you? Because you have to get into that zone again. Like you switch off, then again 2 months later you resume for 7 days. Something happens, the shoot is stopped, then again you have to jump into it. So
the thing is, the something that happened was probably the most important reasons, which is COVID, and you can't escape reality. So I don't think any of us are frustrated. I think we're excited to go back and back on set and pick up from where we started. It's a very interesting and fun set. There's great energy on set. So I know that whenever we resume, which is very soon, by the way, it will feel like, we were just shooting yesterday instead of these gaps that we've had. And unfortunately, given the situation with the first wave, second wave, we had to start and stop and get it there. It's a very, very big ensemble cast with, very, very incredible actors. So, the entire cast, getting everybody's dates together and to match. I mean, these are little things. These are teething issues that are going to happen, but we're starting very soon. So we're excited for that. But no, not at all frustrating. I think very excited to go back on set and just pick up from where we left off.
And Kiara, so much has been spoken about your and Sid's chemistry. What sort of bond do the two of you share, and are you ever impacted by the reports of media that is written about the two of you?
This is the first time Sid and I are working together, and I feel like it's a very special film for both of us, even together, to be a part of. It's a story, I think, that we both are very passionate about to tell the world, and it's really been a pleasure working with him. He's extremely focused. I know how close this character is to his heart, and we're both excited for August 12th.
But
and I think glad also that the songs, like Rata Lambia's release, and the audience has liked the chemistry in that and has appreciated all the moments that Vishnu sir has beautifully incorporated in the song. So I'm happy that we are able to give you the same emotions that we want you to, that Dimple and Captain Vikram Batra shared, because to get that essence right, we wanted to make you feel the same way we felt when we read the script or when we heard from her about their story. So that's a huge, like, we're very overwhelmed with that.
Yeah, you have such an excellent lineup in place. There is RC15, Bhool Bhulaiya 2, Mr. Lele. I believe you are also doing a film with Ranveer. Then there is Satyanath, the title has changed. There is a film with Karthik. And I think you are also doing a film with NTR. What do you have to say about this, entire big lineup?
You know more films of what I'm doing than even I know. I also don't know about many of these films. I can just say that right now, all eyes on August 12th for me. I'm just very excited for Shershaah to release. I've been waiting for a very long time for this film to release. And my focus is on that. And thereafter, I can't wait to get back to shoot and back on set.
Okay, and before signing off, anything you want to say on Shershaah?
Well, I said a lot today. I'm just waiting for you all to watch the film, and we can't wait for you to watch it and to hear all the things that you feel when you watch the film. I hope it impacts you the same way it impacted us.
Perfect. Thank you so much, and wish you all the best for the film.
Thank you. Thank you.